here is the part of the shutdown that I thought, this is where the shutdown collided with reality yesterday, Robert, is just down the street here, 2nd and Constitution, and at the Capitol, where these police officers putting themselves on the line, protecting the building, protecting the members of Congress, not getting paid. No. I mean, after that came out, I just figured Republicans would say, okay, but now we realize how dumb this is, and we're going to reopen the government.
Well, I think
they still won't.
I think the Republicans, there are Republicans who realize how dumb this is, but they're not in charge of their party. And the people who are in charge of the party demonstrably don't care. I mean, they have their agenda, and they don't care what the public thinks.
And they have their paycheck.
They don't. Yeah, they'll get paid, and they don't. Their real world considerations are not even secondary but tertiary for the people who are driving the bus right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the hypocrisy involved in that. Bernie Sanders was really very angry about that yesterday and spoke out about it. And again, I would think if there are any decency on their part, which I guess is too much to expect. So, you know where we are. We are now in day 4, and everybody says they're just going to run this thing out until we get to the debt ceiling deadline, October 17. Do you think that's the way it's going to go?
Yeah, because there's no reason for either side to make any concession at this point. And once they got in, once they shut down the government, they owned the shutdown, so there was no reason for them to quickly back out of it.
So what are they getting out of it?
Their fundraising is going well from their base. Their base is whipped up, but in terms of there's the little conservative bubble that they operate in, and there's the real world.
Right.
And they're doing well in their little conservative bubble, and you look at issue after issue after issue, they've demonstrated no or little interest in dealing with the real world anyway.
The CBS poll released yesterday showed that 74% of Americans oppose shutting down the government over the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, and this is in keeping with poll after poll after poll that was released in the run-up to this. But it's not. We make the mistake of saying, well, 74% of Americans, but they're interested in the subset of Americans that are the people who turn out in Republican primaries
in their districts.
Their districts, right? And those people, I think polls show that even they're not wild about it, but the real hardcore activists and the media industrial complex is egging them on, and so on we go.
Well, I know I can't figure this out, but doesn't somebody there, aren't there some grown-ups who have to say, you know what, American politics is about more than 20 Republican congressional districts and winning those 20 congressional Republican. If we ever want to govern again as a party, certainly if we ever want to win the White House again as a party, you got to have a little bigger base than that, right? I mean, aren't they just narrowing their base down to the extreme minimum?
Explicitly. I mean, there's this portion of the party that has, explicitly, methodically tried to hunt down and primary and drive out moderate Republicans, and they want to have the Republican Party be this kind of ideologically uniform party that fits the Tea Party conception of what conservatism should be, and not simply what conservatism should be philosophically, but tonally. It's not enough. You'll get conservatives who are reality-based conservatives who will say, bemoan the fact that your positions now don't matter as much as how you articulate them. So it's not enough to be conservative. You have to be truculently conservative. You have to be angrily conservative. And they seem to think that this is their path back to the majority. But I'm not sure what country they live in, because in a country of over 300 million people, there is no one philosophy that is going to get you a majority. I mean, you and I are progressives, but you and I know that you couldn't have 51 or 60 Bernie Sanderses in the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, right.
Just like you couldn't have 51 or 60 Rand Pauls or Jim DeMints or Max Baucuses or Mary Landrieu's or Susan Collinses. I mean, we've got a really big country. And it's not, people, a lot of, especially on the right, people like to say, well, this is fundamentally a conservative country.
But here's the thing, when I look at the Republican Party, it's not that I expect there still to be Republicans like a Nelson Rockefeller, right? Or, I don't know, some of those moderate Republicans, Charles Percy that we always think of.
Classic Northeastern.
Classic Northeastern, right? to be around anymore because their day has come and gone. But even George W. Bush, even Karl Rove, these people are considered today not conservative enough. I mean, we thought that they were extreme right wing.
Right.